Okay. Short, fast attacks. Gotcha. I don't think I'm gonna use this one too much. Okay, so it happened again. The in-game audio broke. Again. And I still don't know why. But now I have to do the same thing I did last time because I can't go back and record all that. It's not gonna be the same. Anyway, here we go again. After leaving that area, I met up with the chapel maiden, and she said, "I see you've opened up the Great Bone Gate back there, and without even asking my permission." Oh, I'm sorry. Feel curious. Were you? There's a vast grave beyond. I assume most bugs died climbing the path. It seems many fell before their trek have even began. Aye, lost their lives to beast or luck often wrought. Others were simply formed too frail. At least these poor souls can rest together, death by death, and death, and death. The eternal promise of eternal kingdom, eventually it claims us all. After having speak to the chapel maiden, I decided, now that I have more tools, strength, and health, I could possibly take on an enemy that I had passed up before. So onwards I went, towards that enemy. Surely this time I'll be able to beat it. But right before I entered the arena, there was a different sign that I swore it was not there before, pointing downwards to the prison cell, and curiosity got the best of me, and I ventured down there to see what has changed. And inside, I met a bug named Lottie. He told me he was a fan of games, and offered me to play one. He said if I can hit the target 15 times, I would get a prize. Intrigued, I took up his offer and paid him 25 rosaries and attempted his challenge. When I then proceeded to demolish his game on my first attempt, that totally wasn't my third, I was rewarded with a tool pouch upgrade, which expanded my tool carrying capacity. And I marveled at how many tools I could now carry. After a quick sip of water, I proceeded to continue my original mission, which was to challenge an old foe. I proceeded to battle that giant ant. And well, I did it. On my first try of anything, I truly have become stronger than how I was before, despite having the same amount of hit points. And, well, afterwards, I then proceeded to explore what that giant ant was guarding. It was the entrance to the Hunter's March, the ants' kingdom, I believe. And surprisingly, despite the fact they're all ants, there was a lot of parkour, and I had the heavy hilt, so it was easier than how it would be with the Hunter's hilt. Because we had those bounce flowers again, which you have to hit downwards to then go upwards. Even with the Hunter's hilt, it was still challenging though. I began to explore the Hunter's March, and just kept going right, until I could go right no more. That's how this game usually works anyway, unless you have to go left. And then I found a arena room, and I proceeded to die on my first attempt, but came back and succeeded on my next one. Then continuing forward, I headed downwards instead of following the airstream upwards, and found Chakra. I then proceeded to buy a map of the area and some vendor pins, because why not? I then continued going right, because I could, and found the entrance to another chapel. Surprisingly, which I can only presume would have another hilt, just like the last one, which I only recently found, by the way. Nevertheless, I proceeded to explore the chapel to find where the hilt would lie, bouncing on top of bounce flowers and gliding in between spikes, and dying along the way, which sent me all the way back to Ludi's game, which meant I had to walk all the way back over. And once I got back to the spot, got back to Shakura, I luckily decided to stop the video and begin a new one. And luckily, that game audio is not broken. So, onwards to the video that would have been. Last minute correction. It turns out the reason why I stopped recording is because I rage quitted. So I rage quitted and turned off the video. But stubbornly I came back. Anyway, enjoy. I know how I just ended things last episode, but I'm quite of a stubborn person. So, I'm back. But first, I want to head to that other thing I had. It's right above me. I saw it. Hold up. Well, there goes those rosaries. appears I had marked nothing else. Oh. I can head this way. Yeah, because that's where I was. Okay. Where am I? What on earth are you? It's a weird room. Oh, it's closed. Ugh. I'm finally back. I suppose it's time for me to find out what's all that racket. That was 100% on purpose. Oh my god, it's so hard to jump it! You can't just run into me! It just read me. No. I can't avoid it. I got one jump. I can't. That's it. Maybe another time. I suppose it is good. I'm not getting two hilts at the same time. But it is upsetting.